Good evening and welcome to the Edo Diaspora talk show live from London, where we get together Edolites. We talk about everything in our state, in the diaspora, affecting all spectrums of Edos across the globe. With me this evening on our maiden edition, I have people you recognize and people you don't recognize. Let me start with those you recognize. Mr. Edwin, how are you this evening?
Fine, thank you for having me.
Great, you're welcome. Josephine?
I'm fine, thank you for having me.
Great woman. These are the new people. Can you introduce yourself, sir?
I am Mr. Paul Aigbedo. This is my first time of coming here, and I'm happy to be here.
Very good to have you. And I don't mind in London. Sir, your name?
Yeah, I'm Austine Aghomwan. I'm a Benin man. I've always had interest in my culture and about my people as well. So I'm happy to be here this evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Today, as you can tell, we're going straight in. We've had a new governor in Edo State now for a few months, and on this maiden edition, we're going to look at how the governor has been performing over the last few months. We've heard things. I know, people know. We've heard security challenges, how he's responded to them, courtism challenges. We've heard about payment of salaries. We've heard about, these are the ones I've heard about, also land matters. But let me go over to my guests and go one at a time. Go ladies first. Josephine, have you heard anything about the new governor, being in the diaspora? The Monday Okpebholo I'm speaking about.
I've heard about him, but I'm not really into politics.
Yes.
But I've heard some of the things he's been doing.
Good things, or what have you heard? This is our show.
One of the things I heard is the bringing down of the buildings where they are practicing courtism and that's one of the things, the good things I know.
Good.
Yeah.
Good thing.
Yeah.
Let me ask Edwin. Edwin, I know you. I wouldn't say you championed the last administration. I'd say you were happy with the last administration. How do you feel about the new administration? Bearing in mind what we've just said, what we know is the destruction of houses, courtism, fight kidnapping, and payment of salaries. What's your assertion?
But I think it's too early for me to assess it. So far, so good. But there are some areas he has done well. There are some areas he has performed very poorly. And the area he has performed very poorly is to politicize security. Very poorly there. Why do I say poorly? At the command center that was meant to be looking after the states, the CCTV camera, command center, stopping that is not the best of it all. Poorly in terms of vigilante, and they're coming in and disbanding them and trying to reset up that. But I think we would have look at it and then refine it than they're stopping them.
Good.
So secondly, on the other point, they have performed poorly on the sense of revenue generation.
Collection or generation?
Yeah, revenue generation and collection of revenue. And taking the state actors out of it and giving it out to individuals to collect revenue for the state.
Okay.
Very poorly on that section.
Okay.
Wait. Leave it at that point at that now.
Let's because you've opened it up. Mr. Aigbedo, I want to come over to you here.
Yes.
I've been trying to. You heard Edwin. Edwin has stated where he's not happy. Are you happy or are you not happy about some things this government has done?
Yeah, any new government, there are things that you'll be happy about, and there are things you will not be happy about. I wouldn't say that it's doing badly. It's doing well in some areas, just as Edwin said.
Yes.
And some other areas, I can see that it's having some, it's not meeting up to expectation. Some other areas, what I can see here, people that are in Edo State, people that live in that environment, and the people that are in diaspora, we can see what is happening because they push some of these things they do, like the construction of roads. He's doing a lot of roads in Benin City at the moment. I mean, Governor of Okpebholo is doing construction of roads, and we could see that like this Epo1 slope, there is sort of flyover there.
Yes.
That is ongoing.
Yes.
And I also heard that there's another one which is at the Sackler Road that they might be ready to flag, or is flagged. They just want to continue with that, allegedly. I don't know, exactly that information, but this is what I saw. So I think it's, when I see something like that, I can see some people also happy with him, because in different environment, different areas in Edo State, not just only Benin City, but other areas as well. I think he's doing some massive development of road constructions and agriculture and other things, because this is a government that like to, they like to show what they do.
I'm coming.
Yes, they like to, but some other areas, like you see, security-wise, it's not doing badly. You see, like this new law, the banning of people that are the law against courtesan and kidnapping, people that indulge in something like this, that the kind of punishment, because there's a new law that they just approved in the House of Assembly, that this is what they do, and maybe some executive powers of the governor. But I think this law, they are going too far.
Okay, wait. If we leave you, we will not get to the other man. Hold on. Sorry, sir. I want to say your name again. Austine. Thank you, Austine. You've heard Edwin. You've heard Aigbedo. What has impressed you or not impressed you about Okpebholo so far?
Everything about Okpebholo has impressed me and has always been, because I'm a pure APC member.
Okay.
And I've been APC even before Okpebholo came to power, and then the past administration, I wouldn't say they didn't do some work, but it was not up to my satisfaction. So, but however, that everyone has his own way of doing his thing. But since Okpebholo came to power, that Senator Okpebholo, we can see that the changes in Edo State is pronounced and obvious to everyone's
it's simple
notice.
You can see.
So, and then you see, you don't need to practically tell people the improvement of a situation or locality or environment, but you can see with your eyes when something is really there and is happening. And you don't start seeing things when people are only propaganda through media or through writing and sending WhatsApp without seeing anything on ground. So, and this is what happens in the past government when all were on media, but there was no physical infrastructures that people really actually saw. So that is why many people were not happy with the past government. But now that we are seeing practical governor, practical performance, and practical objects, so now everyone is being impressed. And I just want everyone to see, like, it is too early to criticize that governor as we speak now. Why? A child of 4 months can never even know his mother if the eyes even open. But I know that in the olden days, eyes of children never get opened early. But this modern time now, because of their medication, even before 2 months, they started pointing at the mother. Are you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So exactly, so that's exactly what's happening now. A child of 4 months can never do anything. So the government is too early, and we should not criticize. But all we have to now do is just to watch and at the same time be supportive to see that, because whatever he's doing, he's not doing it for himself, he's doing it for all of our children, ourselves too, and even people in diaspora. So we have to support him to make sure that those things are fully implemented, and then it will become a reality that we all should enjoy or will enjoy in future.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm glad we've got the first one out of the way. Josephine, you would have had a better overview now of how Edo State is doing just listening to these 3 gentlemen. Let me come back to you briefly. Pick one. This governor has had a law against kidnapping and courtesan. They destroy the houses. I think if I'm correct, they destroy the houses of anywhere they find kidnappers. Or is this a welcome development to you, bearing in mind the security challenges we face in Edo State? Do you think this is cool, or this is too draconian because people are complaining they're destroying? Landlord, they're destroying my house. I didn't know the person that was there, or you just care about Edo State security and how to improve it?
Yeah, I would say the security bit is what I do, care about, because I know kidnapping is still very, very rampant. I've seen hotels where they were warning that if you come to Benin City, you should make sure you're not lodging in a hotel because they use them for rituals, or you're going into your hotel room and then that's the end of you, or something like that. I read, subsequent things like that on the internet, and that really broke my heart. And when you have friends telling you they're going to Nigeria, where are they going to stay? So that kind of like really hit me when I heard the lady stressing, saying, please, if you have friends coming to Nigeria, make sure they are not lodged in a hotel, because this is what's happening in the hotels now. In Benin, yes.
With that now, I will welcome whatever measures the government has to take to guarantee the people.
Yeah.
But Edwin, I'll come to you. A lot of people are angry that this is not being done properly. That you are destroying people's houses. I've always said, I don't even think he's the first governor or first leader to do this type of thing around the world. But I welcome it, especially the way he's using it for kidnapping and courtism. What do you think? What options have we not tried in Edo State?
Well, for me, yes, the law is a record development, but the law has to be executed. But to me, it looks very draconian, in the sense that there's no place in the world where you just come and destroy somebody's house because somebody lived there. That thing, the law is very good. Destruction, I'm not against it. But it's sending a clear message to the people who are involved in courtesy and kidnapping. That's a very clear message. However, the law has not been tested.
He has destroyed.
What I say has not been tested is that those things had not linked to those boys. Let me just use the word boys because we see them. They are not the owner of the houses.
Okay.
They live there. So, before you destroy houses, even in the eastern part of Nigeria, in the southeast, where they go and they do similar thing. But it has to be proven that those are proceeds of crime.
This is Nigeria.
That is it. So, for example, there was a man who went to report his son of committing a crime. And they came and they destroyed that house. That child is not the owner of the house. There's also a case of a lady who lives abroad, diaspora. The brother lives in that house. He doesn't know what the brother, they have destroyed that houses. Now, in all, the government is at the Edo South. All the properties that have been destroyed, they are in Edo South. So it is selective.
Okay.
And then the second point I want to say, you mentioned the interior hotel, whatever you want to destroy it. But why have we not destroyed it? The houses that have been destroyed are the houses of those people who are not powerful in society. Oh, there's also the house of Aigbedo, has to be a man. Why have those houses been destroyed? If it were not selective, I begin to see that the law is for the poor people, not for the big shots. Oh. That's one. And the second point I want to say that those, before you can destroy a house, let the state prove that those houses are proceeds of crime. Yes. There's no secret court member who are for secret courtism have built those houses that built. So about 5 houses have been destroyed in the South, none have been destroyed in the north part of the state.
I like the points you have raised. Mr. Aigbedo, security is a problem for us. I think if you start saying the government, the burden to prove who built the house, who owns the house, I'm sure the landlord has been seeing unscrupulous activities, in the house. And for the government to take this sort of draconian step to safeguard the people, do you think Benin City is safer now for this sort of action than the last administration?
I cannot say it is safer because this act of destroying houses it's not our culture. It has never been our culture. Even when the past governor led by Obasanjo, he did destroy some house, yeah. And he was saying that maybe these houses, they were built on government land,
yes.
And so some other reasons that these houses were destroyed. But the culture of destroying the house, when the houses are not directly linked to that particular crime. Even when the last one they destroyed in Edo State, in Benin City, they said the son of the man did something, he killed someone. Yeah, he killed someone, and it was the father that also reported this issue. And since that same house was demolished, because it has to be, there's something like that, it must go to the court. The court has to prove it that this house is a proceed of what maybe the son was doing before such kind of drastic action can be taken against the house. So the people of Edo State, they don't like people destroying houses. Even when this thing is good, the intention of the governor is just to decriminalize all these
activities.
Yeah. They wouldn't, because it's going to have some enemies in this regard. Because even when you are doing it for intentions to keep Edo safe, we want Edo to be safe. We love those laws. Those laws are very vital, because we want to sleep with our two eyes closed. Not people, people walking on the street and the next or somebody driving a car is being dragged out of the car, and the next thing is that his head is cut off.
Thank you.
Or people go to the farm and they are kidnapped. So the difference in Edo State, you see that the agricultural produce in Edo State has reduced. People no longer feel secured to go to their farm. They don't go to the farm because of kidnapping.
Yes.
So that law is something that is welcome, but it is so draconian for the governor to go to that extent of just destroying the house when the house is not directly involved in that thing. So that is my take in that regard.
Let me take to Mr. Austine before we go for a little break. Mr. Austine, the way they sound, it looks as if the governor enjoy destroying houses. The way I see it, it looks as if the governor has no choice but to send a message. I don't think he will continue destroying houses. For you, are you the same that the governor should not destroy houses? And what's on your mind if he's not going to destroy houses?
Thanks for that. I'm quite in support of destroying those houses. Yeah, but there's a point my colleagues made, like I actually want to also support, was that things have to go through protocols, through laws, through court, so to take permission for those destructions. But there's something you should understand about African people. African people need iron hands, they need hard hands. They are not just the people you talk to by mouth and they listen. They want to see something happening. They want to see that what you said, action is going along with it. There's nothing Obaseki has not done about this courtesan and Okagbes and all those Okagele and whatever. Because he was always saying it and saying it, no one even listened. I even heard that some of these chiefs and Okagele are still grabbing land and doing everything, and nothing has been done to it, and nothing has been done about this. So now, you see, even if it's just 2 or 3 he did now, the news has sounded all over the world. But it's a good now. Everyone has run into now and dragging their children. Hey, come inside. Oh, please don't take wrong people into your household. That is a message for us. And this is the kind of message Africans want to listen. Africans don't want to listen to paperwork. Africans don't even want to listen to court work. So, but they want to see action. And this is the action we have seen. But I want to let everyone know there's no part of the world they don't destroy or demolish houses. In America, one has just happened last week. And when we even watched, when we were arguing yesterday, they say in America it doesn't happen. Now I brought it out. They saw even when Donald Trump is even destroying a large company. Yes,
why did they destroy that house?
Yes, because when it was built in a wrong area, which is not allowed, and upon the revoke of that license, they still keep building the houses. It now came and destroyed it. So it happens. Enugu, it happens. Imo, it has happened. It has happened in many ways. Lagos is every day and every week. So why are we not complaining about that? Why are people not crying about this?
Good man.
So now Abuja is just every day. Now it's just that even Wiki now that is trying to withdraw in demolition. The other guy that was there before Wiki, he destroyed houses estates. So what has happened?
I've got one more.
So why Okpebholo now is in music?
That he's destroyed. But he's destroyed. The problem with this destruction is it looks as if he's either destroying properties that don't belong to the corporate. Josephine, we live in this country. It looks as if the burden is falling on the landlords. You know, if you were a landlord now in Edo State and you're going to have a tenant, what would you be looking out for? Because your house might be destroyed.
First of all, I'll make sure there's no criminal activities, involved
with the tenant.
With the tenants.
How do you check that?
Yeah, but I mean, if there's a system put in place, then probably that's what everybody will have.
This is what we're all saying.
This is what we are saying.
And you see that now you have to check your tenant. Edwin, you are a landlord.
Well, I see this. But let it be said, the law is okay. I'm not against that. But destroying house is not okay.
I mean, this last
It's excuse me, why millions of money were used? Those property could be used for better things. The house that was destroyed, that the man that went to report his son, that's a good enough for a command center.
Yes.
The vigilante in Edo State don't have offices. They stay under the trees.
But Austine says to send a message.
No. We say to send the message. You know, when he just said that, what I want to counter what he just said, that they revoked a land, it went through a process before it was revoked. And when it was revoked, it was not destroyed. In Abuja, even this they went through a process. Right? We're not saying it should not be destroyed. We're not saying message should not be saying. But can I just say, let me digress a little bit. You say kidnapping. You are trying to security. I have not heard the governor speak anything against the herdsmen in the bush. I'm not.
Okay.
Now, you see, let us not just say,
okay,
trust this thing.
Yes.
These things are there.
But he said this governor is only the couple of months.
No. Excuse me. No. And again, are you telling me it's only in Edo South that we have for this kidnapping?
Let me go.
Wait. I want to first of all, because I heard something you say now that I want to push to Mr. Aigbedo. Mr. Aigbedo, this landlord breaking houses,
yes,
and the message that Austine said, I think the message has hit home.
Yeah.
Above everything else,
yeah.
And that's why I'm in support of saying. But Edwin said he's only doing it in the south, and for the poor people.
That is not correct.
Yeah, but I think there was a house that was also demolished at is it near Rumi, down on which side? There was a house that was I think they were kidnappers. They were using it for kidnapping. I would say, but that is not my issue, because in Abuja, for instance. But you see that this thing, just as Mr. Igue said, so it passed through the normal process. It has to go to the court and everything. Then they have the right to destroy such houses. Not when this thing has not been tested. You don't know what is actually. I'm very sure that some of the houses that were destroyed in Edo State, that the government will pay for those houses if these people just want they want to really go to court and fight for this right. Okay, for the tenants, for instance, my sister was saying that why would they know there should be a check if you want to have tenancy, because the system in that country is not it's not as advanced as what we have here. There is no way you can test if someone has criminal records in that place in Edo State. Of course, there might be some, maybe some application website or people you can ask, but you're not going to see anything, because all those people that have been to prison, they may have their records somewhere, but you will not. These records are not available for
But these boys are not going to work. These boys are not going to work. They're not leaving the house any day. They are sitting down there.
Yeah. But so there's no way you can punish. I have a house.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a landlord as well. So there is no way you can punish your landlords, maybe people that live in diaspora, for someone that is living in the house. If you have a criminal in the house, because what you're going to do is just oral questions. Have you been involved in kidnapping? Are you a criminal? Are you a member of the court? For instance, he's going to tell you no. At the end of the day, maybe you find out that he's a member, and maybe if he does anything that is obnoxious in any way, they come to you and they want to demolish you will never be happy. Even you will do everything possible to make sure that if you can fight it off, you fight it off. And at the end, you will never be in favor of the government that destroys your house for nothing, because they are not supposed to go after you. They are supposed to go after the person who is the criminal. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world.
It will have a negative impact on the government. I know. Mr. Austine, what did you take?
Yes. What they are saying is right. I'm not going to counteract it, but there's a point I want to make. One, I just told you guys that this government is very, very new. That is just one point you must put in your mind. Another thing is that his behavior today and his action is a hierarchy to development. And why did I use that word? Because now, are we not running helter-skelter now? Why are you running helter-skelter now? Because of only one action or two. And this is what we want. And now you are talking of asking, our lady have just told us that she wants to put a tenant in the house, she has to ask details. So now this will now lead us now to now understand that putting someone in a house, you need details. And how do we get these details? That is where we have to go back to Obaseki's registration and ID card. So now everyone will have to.
Obaseki did well there.
Yes, he did well there. So now we have to go back now to that one. That's why I say it's a hierarchy to development.
Yeah.
So now we have to go back to Obaseki now. Everyone has to have an ID card. So now whoever wants to register or rent a house has to submit his ID card. I know they can forge in Nigeria, but don't worry, you will still catch you.
Yes.
Then take this ID card, give it to the landlord. Landlord take it to the police. Then everyone has to be on police data.
Right.
So now take it just like BIVA.
Yes.
BIVA number.
Yes,
It's working.
yes.
So your BIVA has to be in your ID card. Take it to the police. Then the police will clear you of criminal-free records. So then we will not take this one. That is now will assure the landlord to see that I'm giving a house to a criminal-free person. So now this will not be the fault of the landlord if anything happens, and this will not lead to the destruction of his house, because before he put someone in his house, they went to police detail.
Follow the procedure.
Exactly. So this is what we have to do now. So all these are now making a way and a clear development and a path to the good governance of this government. So these are the areas we have to go through.
Good
Yeah,
government.
but we cannot put the cart before the horse. Yeah, the suggestion is good, but it's something that's supposed to be done. We have to make sure that we have these ID cards before they start doing these things. So that now, currently, what about if a landlord wants to take tenants into their house? What would they do? Because this his suggestion is not in place. Yeah. His suggestion is going to give is a way forward to go and get an maybe a database for ID cards.
No, wait a second. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going into a break. It's the Edo Diaspora talk show, how to make Edo State better and how to make the diaspora better. We'll be back right after the break. Your food's getting cold.
This not this abroad we did no this small thing, no this small thing, no this small. We see things every day.